Time now for the morning rush. We start with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. Seeing plenty of sunshine through the day today, but still cold over eastern New Mexico. I know you don't see that on the next big weather maker, but trust me, you'll want that jacket with highs only in the 30s and 40s. Tomorrow, increasing high cloud cover over western New Mexico. All this will do is cool us down a couple of degrees, but still above average for this time of year. Sarah?
This morning, flu numbers are up across the nation, including here in New Mexico. According to the New Mexico Department of Health, the state's influenza-like illness activity is at 3.1%, whereas the national baseline is 2.2%. The health department reports that right now, the northwest part of the state is seeing the most activity. The metro is seeing the least activity of the 5 regions across the state. Crystal?
On to some breaking news now. At least 12 people have been injured in an early morning fire in the Bronx. This is in New York City. The fire is believed to have started in a furniture store on the street level of the 4-floor building. Here's video just into our newsroom. There are 12 apartments above that store. Authorities say one person was seriously injured. The rest of the injuries are considered non-life threatening. But as you can see, very terrifying scene for those folks early this morning as crews were battling the blaze. On to new news this morning. Fire officials are investigating what caused a house fire in southwest Albuquerque. It left a woman fighting for her life. Our crews were on scene as smoke fumed from that home. BCFD says they arrived at the house near Coors and Pajarito just before noon yesterday. That's when they were able to rescue the woman who's still inside. Crews say the woman was in cardiac arrest. She was rushed to the hospital where she remains as critical this morning. This morning, state police continue to search for answers after a fatal crash in southern New Mexico. This happened Wednesday night on US 54 between Carrizozo and Tularosa. Officials say a Ford Taurus struck a tow truck there. The driver of the Taurus, 42-year-old John Schladiger, was not wearing a seatbelt. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Alcohol does not appear to be a factor in this crash. An apparent computer glitch is now fixed, but not before creating big headaches for some air travelers on New Year's Day. For several hours last night, the Customs and Border Protection's passport processing system was down across the nation. Now, that meant all passports had to be checked manually, leading to very long lines of passengers at international airports around the country. It's back to work in Washington for President Trump, where he'll face several important domestic and international challenges in the new year. A top priority, passing a bill to avoid a partial shutdown of the federal government. We're set to run out of money once again January 19th. Another challenge, dealing with North Korea's warning that its nuclear force is now a reality and not just a threat. New details now. America Ferrera, Eva Longoria, and Reese Witherspoon are among a group of women in Hollywood taking a stand against sexual harassment. They're backing a new initiative called Time's Up. This is to help women across the country fight workplace harassment. The plan includes a legal defense fund, legislation to penalize companies that tolerate systemic sexual harassment.
A big chill has descended on most of the U.S. Nearly 90% of the country is predicted to hit below freezing temperatures this morning. Omaha, Nebraska broke a 130-year-old New Year's Day record of 20 degrees below zero. In Williston, North Dakota, it was even colder than that, 31 degrees below zero. Now that brings us to our Metro Threat Index. We're not that cold up across the northern plains in the Midwest. We're not dealing with anything like that, but we are cold for New Mexico with single digits out east. Albuquerque down to those 20s this morning. That's why that Metro Threat Index is at a 1. Everything else looking pretty good today with temperatures getting back into the 50s this afternoon. Sunny skies, light winds, and no rain or snow. Crystal?
On to new details now. 2017 was the safest year on record for commercial air travel. The Aviation Safety Network says there were no deaths on passenger airliners, I should say, last year. There were 10 deadly air accidents in cargo planes and smaller turboprop passenger planes, though. New health information for you. Blueberries may one day lead to a treatment for cervical cancer. Scientists at the University of Missouri went into the lab to test whether blueberry extract could make cancer cells more responsive to radiation therapy. They found the combination decreased cancer cells by, get this, 70%. Researchers hope to eventually test the blueberry extract on humans to see if it can actually help cancer patients. New details this morning. NBC has found its permanent replacement for Matt Lauer on the Today Show. Hoda Kotb who's hosted the 4th hour of Today with Kathy Lee Gifford since 2008, now adds the first 2 hours of the show to her portfolio. The promotion means that Cop B and Savannah Guthrie will co-host the first 2 hours of Today. Cop B had been filling in for those first 2 hours since Lauer was fired back in November over allegations of sexually inappropriate behavior in the workplace. A day after North Korea's Kim Jong-un said he's willing to send a delegation to next month's Winter Olympics in South Korea, Seoul is now offering high-level talks between the two rivals. The two Koreas are set to now meet January 9th at the shared border village to discuss Olympic cooperation and how to improve overall ties. Kristen.
Time now for a check on traffic. Not seeing anything major out there as far as accidents or slowdowns go. Just minor slowing coming out of Corrales Core southbound, but everything else looking clean and green at this hour.
Interesting story for you. If you're looking for love in the new year, that first date could cost you. In 2017, Zurich, Switzerland took the prize for the most expensive city for a date. Almost $200. That price tag includes cab rides, dinner for two, a movie, and even some drinks. Oslo, Norway came in second, followed by Melbourne, Australia. New York City, by the way, came in fifth. No word as to where Albuquerque came in just yet. I don't think we're spending $200 for a first date, though. All right, they help us change our lives for the better, and this is their busiest time of year. Today is National Personal Trainer Awareness Day, so tell your personal trainer, happy day. One of the most common New Year's resolutions is to lose weight and to get fit. If you do have a personal trainer, take some time today, show them appreciation for making our healthy resolutions a bit more of a reality.
There you go.
Yeah, they probably deal with some cranky people too.
I being one of them.
You have to give them some love. Time now for the 5 facts.
At number 5, this morning, an Albuquerque family's search for a mysterious war hero is over, and the medal that bears his name will soon be heading home. Thomas F. Lachelle Jr.'s Purple Heart has been in Casey Bruno's family since World War II. They think he may have given it to their great-grandmother. Yesterday, a woman who started researching the case told the Bruno family she had found Lachelle's family in Pennsylvania. Casey found the family on Facebook, sent a message soon after. The war hero's niece responded, and they were surprised it existed. Casey plans on shipping out the Purple Heart soon.
Number 4 now this morning, some businesses in Old Town will continue reaching out to the city about the zoning laws after they say they're excessive and are preventing the shops from thriving. One art gallery owner says code enforcement forced him to take down an LED open sign saying that they're not prohibited there, or they're prohibited, I should say. Other shop owners have concerns about how they can and cannot display their merchandise outside their stores.
And number 3, mild out west and then cooler out east. Looking at sunny skies today through Thursday.
Number 2 now, as you head out the door this morning, you'll notice no trespassing signs are now sitting at major intersections across Albuquerque. It's part of the city's effort to restrict where people can panhandle. It says violators will be charged with criminal trespass. You might remember in November, City Council actually passed a pedestrian safety ordinance. On to number 1 now. Big talker. This morning, police are remaining tight-lipped after a body was found floating in the Rio Grande. APD says a family walking in the Bosque reported seeing the body in the northeast side of the river around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. This is right near Tingley Beach. Search and rescue crews used an airboat to recover the body. APD's only said the person is an adult. They have not released if the person is a man or a woman. We'll continue following the story for you. For the very latest, go to our website, krqe.com.